Alright, it is 12/29/2020 ALPP. Right now looking like a potential number 5. If it keeps downtrending, it's still up 3%. I think it opened up 4%. So if this thing keeps having a big panic, that will be a great number 5 setup. TENX, GBR, not the best first day green days. Big volume here. That can have bag holders. Same with this guy, very wicky. We'll keep looking at ALPP. Maybe we have a potential number 5. We'll keep watching. Okay, I'm in at, I might get screwed here, but this is a attempt here. I bought some at 393. Probably could have waited a little better, but this is my first real attempt at a number 5. We are having people on the bid, but I would like to see more, to be honest. I don't like that 10,000 seller on the ask. Alright, I sold at 92. And now we're gonna see this guy. Let's see if it actually breaks 4. It didn't break 4 the last time it was doing that. I lost 14 bucks and I don't feel too bad. My entry was kind of bad. I bought in this candle. I could have definitely waited for the first green candle before I did that. I could have definitely have waited. I had to trade a larger position size because of its because of the fact that it's an OTC stock. The problem being an OTC stock is that you have to pay on the E-Trade $6.95 commission. So that $14 that I lost, most of that is commission. On top of that, it's commission. So if I make something, right, I have to trade a position size large enough that I might actually make a profit, because of the fact that you do have to pay for commissions. Like, I've had that problem before where I may have been right on the trade, but I traded so small that because of the commissions I still lose, right? So that's the thing I don't like with OTCs. This was really my first time that I've really done a number 5. I wasn't too bad with it, but I really could have waited on my entry. I bought at 92. It did get as low as 80, which was a bit scary, and it did get to the 70s here. Could have definitely have done better. And then I tried selling later on here when I saw that it was doing something like this, where number 4 was just not number 4, but $4 was not really cracking. So I decided to get out, because I know sometimes it's going to make a follow-up panic. It's not going to actually bounce from the level. It's going to keep dropping. I can't trade anymore here on E-Trade. I'll have to open up Interactive Brokers if I do want to trade. I have no idea what their fees are with OTCs, or if I can even trade OTCs with a cash account on Interactive Brokers. But I'm happy that I do have enough to have an account over there at IB, so I can trade more, as long as I see myself doing well, and I think I did pretty well there. TENX is not really doing much. GBR had a bit of a dip. Very nice. I'm going to provide an update and see how this guy does ultimately, but from what I've seen, this thing is not doing 4. It's not cracking 4. It's doing a very hard time getting out of past 4. And there was a point that was a bit freaky when I was trying to get my order executed and it wasn't going through. Of course, that's, you know, to be expected with most OTC stocks. That was a bit scary. I don't think I traded it too bad. I just probably could have been a little patient with my entry. I don't think my exit was too bad. Maybe I should have been a bit quicker though. I could have probably sold for a profit. I remember at some point when it was a bit higher from where I bought it, and it didn't look like it was going to uptrend anymore because $4 was definitely holding. We'll see. This guy might continue to drop some more. That wouldn't be too bad. I'm definitely going to rewatch this to see how I traded it and learn, you know, see myself watching from a third-person view without having the emotion that I was going through. But this was a pretty good trade. I mean, 14 bucks, you know, 14 bucks. I think that was well worth paying to learn how to do this, at least to gain some experience. I don't know, Tim, maybe I don't like your pattern so much, number 5, that you like so much. He did much better than me. He bought at 386, sold at 407. What candle? 35-ish, so 34 maybe. He might have bought in the same candle I bought. He says that was perfect. I don't know, dude. It got to the 370s. That would have been freaking bad. But I guess, well, he was 7 pennies lower than me. Still, I think I could have done better. I could have probably waited for a green candle. That was pretty cool. Alright, I'll make an update later on. I'm going to open up IB, so if there's any other setups to trade, you know, I have more day trades there available. I'll just keep watching. Alright, Interactive Brokers is opening right here, as you can tell. I just want to see if this guy can actually crack 4. It seems like all of that is, you know, the craziness kind of finished up right there. And it looks like it might try to crack 4 this time. This will be a cool watch. I'm at a day trade on E-Trade, so I want to be able to buy this. And it would have been in this candle right here, or maybe right here when it's showing that it's not downtrending anymore. It's kind of holding. This could very well do a nice number 5. Maybe I was too early. That was probably the issue. I probably should have waited for some more green. Of course, not every 5 is going to be, every number 5 is going to be the same. But I think it could have waited a little better. Although Tim might have bought the same candle I bought. I don't know. It might have been this candle. It's at 415. That's pretty cool. I mean, on the ask, nobody really took it, but it's definitely above 4. This is the first candle where it's really holding above 4. Alright, that's pretty cool. It might even, who knows how high it can go. Maybe this is the most it can do. I'll keep making an update. That could have been way worse than what happened. I could have really panicked and sold in the 70s, because you never know how much more it's going to drop. It might have held itself for a little bit and have a fake out. I mean, a fake number 5. It just keeps dropping to make the real number 5, the real max panic. But one thing that I had in mind when this thing was going on is that it broke under 4. And Tim likes to talk about how some people will have stop losses at round numbers like 4. And sometimes that is what makes max panic in some number 5 setups, where number $4 is cracked, stop losses are going through, and that makes it drop just a little more, create some more craziness. But that usually could mean in some cases that it's the most that I can do when it cracks right below a round number like $4, because all of the stop losses are going through. It did get as high as 419. Again, we'll keep looking. I really want to keep watching this to see how it plays out and learn from it. I'll make an update later. I'm going to start putting stuff in Interactive Brokers, the charts and stocks that I'm watching. Okay, it's 9:57 a.m. It really doesn't feel like 20 minutes has just passed. It feels like only 2 minutes have passed by. ALPP looks like it might try to keep downtrending, which would be kind of incredible. I've seen much cleaner number 5s. This one's a bit choppy, but I mean, I'm glad I traded that. That was a great learning experience. GBR isn't really doing anything that I want to trade. TENX is putting up higher lows. Not something that I really see in terms of a pattern. I don't see inverse head and shoulders. I don't want to be a degenerate and just buy random higher lows, but maybe that's a good setup. The level 2 doesn't look too bad right now. It's up 120%. It has more volume now than this previous day, which is good. That means it might have more control over any bag holders from that time period, although it was 6 months ago. I mean, you'd be surprised how some people hold on to their bags. $235 is a level of support until it isn't. $232. Anyway, CYDY also did a bit of a number 5. 51 to 96, so that's a 10% move down. But this is worse, because I mean, it literally spiked the next candle. I guess the only good thing about this is that it's still relatively up from its bottoms. ALPP is not doing that. In fact, we got a big crash, and I'm glad I did freaking cut losses. Look at this, 355. Mr. Nasdaq. I don't think you should have this if you want to be Mr. Nasdaq. I mean, I wouldn't mind if you go Nasdaq so I can trade without paying commissions, but we'll see. 351. I think we had some other stocks drop a little that I'm looking at in the other screen. Yeah, we have AQMS also dropping. This is I think this is a battery play. 273 is on the bid. I don't even know if I could trade OTCs with Interactive Brokers on a cash account, or if there's fees involved. If there's no fees, oh boy, I'll trade Interactive Brokers, alright. I just hate paying commissions, man. Yeah, we'll just keep looking. Looks like it might have bounced from here. I don't know. I'll keep looking. Okay, it's 10:04 a.m. Interactive Brokers doesn't have data for OTCs. I have to pay for that, so it doesn't really know what's going on. While I do know what's going on here on E-Trade, I think it might be best not to trade for this reason. I just don't want some kind of a issue to be going on because the Interactive Brokers has different prices. I just don't know. But it looks like it's continuing its panic at 350. I think when it comes to number 5, I should just probably wait for the first green candle to completely go through before I consider buying. I wasn't an idiot, like I didn't buy it here or something, but I don't know, I'm just thinking of ways I can improve. Maybe this just isn't a pattern that I like, I don't know. But so far ALPP is dropping. AQMS had a drop from 271, it spiked to 282 so far, hasn't really gone very far. CYDY isn't really moving. ABML had a drop too, but it's not really bouncing. A lot of stocks are down on the other screen, they're all down. And overall markets, SPY is up 0.12%, so it's not going to have much of an impact on everybody else, at least in theory. No real setups, but definitely I'm gonna keep watching this and see how does this guy trade. Okay, it's 10:12 a.m. TENX. I really considered buying here, but I didn't because I just didn't like the level 2. But something I have to take into consideration, although we see these big walls of buyers or sellers on the level 2, there is so much volume. There is so much volume traded that it doesn't really matter, because you have to take into consideration how much it's trading. If we had a wall of buyers like we do here and the stock's only traded 9 million shares or 900,000 shares, that would be pretty meaningful. This not so much, but definitely considered buying here in the 217s, the 218s. Really, I was just kind of spooked from the fact that, you know, I traded ALPP, so I'm still thinking about it. Not really, my mind isn't really for trading right now, which is fine. GBR is at its lows right here. In theory, you could buy as well right here, but this one I don't really like it because this one is still kind of holding itself together. GBR isn't. This one fell, so this would all be resistance. CLUV is a stock I'm watching. Not really interested in trading. It's a sketchier OTC stock because it's at 25 cents. But people were looking at a number 5 setup. Not really happening. This one was much better right here. A clear V. This is not so much. I think Michael even shorted this, which is impressive. ALPP. Oh, it's a nice uptrend actually. 380. After it held itself here in the 340s for a while. This is pretty nice. It gave out 2 number 5 setups. This one is much cleaner. This is a bit, you know, springy as you can tell, but this one is a bit clearer. Very nice. Keep looking. Oh, and I think for Interactive Brokers, you have to pay, I think 5 cents a share or something like that. It's really cheap compared to E-Trade's $6.95. It's not even about commissions. It's just me being cheap and, you know, not hurting my ego that I traded something well and I still lost money. You know, I think I should just try doing it Tim's way of cutting losses quickly, or maybe selling while the position is still green, even if it keeps uptrending later, just so I don't see red, you know, streaks of red or anything like that, just to keep improving on those types of things. we'll keep watching ALPP. Okay, it's 10:19 a.m. It's and now it only feels like it's been maybe 10-15 minutes since that ALPP trade. I think I'm gonna just call it off early. I have a lot of work to do anyway with my business, and I just really want to. I'm gonna take it all in and just really think about the trade and everything like that. It's I've never really had a stock, shake me that much. Not in a bad way, but just from a learning experience. Just the fact that I just want to just pause and just process everything over anyway. I don't really see anything that I'm too interested in trading. Regardless, GVR is downtrending. I definitely wouldn't have bought here because it wasn't as well as TENX, which could actually crack this region here at 232. I guess it's gonna do it right now, perhaps, but yeah, just gonna really take everything in. I'm gonna publish this video. It's gonna be a short video, just showing my trade with ALPP. I'm gonna rewatch it several times just to really see how I traded it from a third-person view. I recommend, if any of you guys watching, that you should record yourself as well. I use OBS for recording. It's very easy to use. It's free. And you can use whatever software you want to use to upload videos to publish. I use Wondershare for more. That costs money, but anything works. You just shove the videos one after the other in order, and that's it. You just publish it. So yeah, very interesting with ALPP. Maybe tomorrow I'll look and see how it does, or later today, but for this video's sake, not to make it long, so I can rewatch this, and I guess you guys can watch this too and see somebody else trying to trade at number 5, maybe a real life example of a newbie, because I am a newbie with OTCs. This is the first time I've traded a number 5, the first attempt. I think I was very aggressive on my entry. I think as a newbie I should probably just be a little more patient to let things play out, but I was definitely aggressive. The level 2 show that there were a lot more buying going through. There was a much more buying action than just pure selling as it was down here. Well, not down here, but up here as it was heading down. You can tell the candle here is a bit smaller than the other ones because it was starting to show a bottom of wall of buyers that was holding the price. Not exactly, but it did do it. It did get as low as 375, so that's not really, I don't really like that. And Tim got at like 386, so that's just, just a few pennies from where I was. Eventually it didn't play out too nicely. I mean, it did right here, but it did downtrend again. I probably would have shaking a lot of people out. And then they had another one right here. This one was much cleaner, but yeah, just a pretty good trade, a pretty good trading day. I'm out of day trades. I'll have to start using interactive brokers, and yeah, I'll call it off right here. Have a good one.